basketball and football.
Yes, they have.
So, and I don't think everybody's from Kansas that comes out of Kansas.
No,
but they do. They at least for being tough. They kind of known for being tough, huh?
You absolutely. I think you know what it's like. Coach Calipari, going from different systems. It seems like his players. He's going, look, I'm getting you in one good year. I'm going to let you have your skills blossom here for a professional level more, even though I only have you for a year or two. And I think it always evolves. I think UCLA suffered from this, and I'm saying this for a reason. Their players, almost all the teams that went to the Final Four in the recent 4 or 5 years, UCLA, all of them are in the NBA. All of them. That blows me away. The starting five is there. Now, do they have a stellar? Do they have that player that you go, UCLA, the bomb? Not yet, but good players.
But they got they got a bunch of good people.
No, they got some, but I'm just saying, Love, everybody knew. Everybody knew. We knew that right off the bat. It's the same way as Sullinger from Ohio State. Everybody knows, dude, you're going to have a good
Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah. Well, okay, so you got that right.
Wilkes.
Yeah, you got them all. They went to what they call
greatness. All right. You know what? You know who would get really irritated that we didn't mention him?
Who?
Your man who just left the Clippers. Baron Davis. UCLA too, right?
No, I'm saying. I said in the recent years in UCLA.
I was trying to come with some more recent.
No, you do have it. I think the coaching has a lot to do with it. That's what I'm saying. I've noticed that when you looked at Kansas and you look at Memphis and you look at Kentucky, the philosophy seems to be entrenched with the coach, and that's why I agree with you. I think the styles, UCLA, I think, has lost a little bit of what they call the players that would all like to covet UCLA to play in that system. But it's hard to get in UCLA. It's very hard. Different type of players.
We have and people. Everybody's beautiful out here.
That's wrong.
Face it. It's a wonderful California sunshine.
That's one love.
We have the most beautiful white folks, too, by the way. I'm serious. You expecting this weather, the black folks are cool, the Latinos.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, that's why you got to come here, because everybody's so tanned.
Yeah.
Okay? We just have, by the way, that whole international thing that's happening makes L.A., I'm just telling you, we got every type of person.
Yeah.
And it's such a melting pot that you love that wonderful diversity. And like I said, if you want the beach babes,
right?
With that old bleached out hair and the thick muscles and all that, I'm telling you, y'all.
But doesn't New York have the
no, they ain't got it like
diversity?
That. They don't have. Yeah, New York.
They got
no, that's true. New York does have the diversity.
Yes,
that's one thing. They have wonderful diversity there.
Yeah.
But they just so crowded and all that.
True.
But they do. That's what I love about New York. But L.A. has it, and everybody's all mellow.
Yeah.
Plus, they out here in this wonderful weather. You see, it's the weather.
True.
You put any nationality. You get people from the Middle East. They get them out there in that sun, just the right amount of heat.
Right.
Everybody looks like what?
I know.
It should look like Omar Sharif out there.
And then everybody's just not going,
Who's Omar Sharif?
Who's Omar Sharif? Okay, I know. That's okay.
Fine ass people from the past.
Okay.
So everybody, whatever. Right. I'm just telling you, I'm making a state for California because they beautiful out here.
True.
Every type.
All right, we're going to go on to the next one here. They had a special on the other day, and the special
wonderful.
Unfortunately lacked one person. It was called the Freshman Fab Five of Michigan. And, everybody loved the special, because they've done things that no other freshman group has done. And it made me ask this question. Will we ever see another freshman Fab Five team like Michigan? And we're in the era of one and dones. So, Mario, a team like the Fab Five.
Everything's going to happen again.
Think so?
Yeah, everything does.
Okay.
Everything.
So
there'll be somebody better than Michael Jordan.
Okay.
One day.
One day.
One day.
Someday.
What? Someday.
Right. So
everything must change.
Okay. Now,
but it sure is a hell of a legacy.
Let me say why I think it's going to be more difficult. I absolutely have some choices here, and before I get there, let me go on and say, and you can also chime in and say, hey, well, something you left off here. I had these conditions which said, why, yes or no, will we see another Fab Five? And the Fab Five is Ray Jackson, Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, who's still playing right now, Jalen Rose, who's a great analyst and broadcaster, and Jimmy King, well-spoken individuals, but they've recently been on a number of shows talking about the Fab Five campaign. Here's the choices I had that said yes or no. Yes, more freshmen are starting in college basketball. That's the one up, ones and dones. I see that happening. Or Players are planning ahead for the jump to the NBA while playing just 1 year. Another situation where you get them moving through, so you get these freshmen.
That would be a reason for having a no, because to me, as opposed to a yes, because it makes it harder to have them there long enough.
That's why here's the other argument to it, that if you get a group to come together, and let's say we're all doing 1 year, and this happened at Memphis, it's, I believe, under John Calipari or at Kentucky. I can't remember which school, where they had a group. John Wall was part of this group where they had a lot of, they had what we call a young team that came in and knew that they were only going to be there 1 year. And the story in the last couple of years is about this coach is getting these 1 year players, and they had 3 of them. So it was close to having a Fab Five. Here's the other arguments that say no. Parity makes it more difficult for 1 year players to agree on attending one school for a year championship run, which goes to your point, Mario, which, hey,
well, I don't, except I'm not sure that it's that parity makes it more difficult.
Yeah, we're not sure. It's just the choice.
In other words, there certainly is parity in the sense that you have a lot of places to choose from. I just think it still comes down to being able to stay in school.
Right. Good point.
I'm just saying it's an whole academic thing.
Yes, it is.
And it's harder, it's more difficult for people to maintain themselves appropriately.
I agree. And let me give you the reason why I think it's going to be harder. I think there's a better chance to get a group of 5 freshmen to come to the school. Now, what they do at that moment and that time, it may be remote.
Yeah, because a couple are going to flunk out.
Right. Here's the part where I think it is going to be very difficult. The Fab Five not only were talented starting athletes, they affected a culture in looks, music, and style. The difference, what I'm saying here is you can easily get a group of freshman players, but to invoke this change of culture and style within basketball, from how they dressed, how they looked, the music, everything, they brought these other elements of a culture. That's why I think it's going to be harder for another Fab Five to come in. Because I don't know if they'll have the change because of what has happened recently.
Well, first of all, and that's not something that you can predict. It's kind of after the fact. But I will say this. It has a lot to do with the availability of media. Unfortunately or unfortunately, depending on the way you view it, the people who come from this point on are going to have greater access worldwide. Right. So in other words, any team, anywhere, in any sport, even if it's a high school team, because of the internet, will have the ability
right.
to generate fans worldwide, Vic.
Right.
That gives these people unprecedented
right.
access to media. I mean, you could be a high school ball player, get shown on local television, then get featured like the guy that we talked about who's jumping over people, those kinds of things.
Yeah, those
and
elements.
Now you can get a world following.
Yes, sir.
So that does affect your ability to affect culture. But I still say that it was this, and after watching the documentary, to me, the reason why you need a unique combination of things, but one of the unique combinations of things here, as it is with many successful teams, whether it be in team sports or music or whatever,
right.
is that they had a sense of family.
They did.
And one that seemed to go above and beyond
right.
just being at Michigan,
Well, let me ask you this, and you brought up a good point. Here's the $60,000 question. Wouldn't you have wanted to see the campaign of this show, including Chris Webber? Why?
Yeah.
Why? Here's the part that
because
got me.
He's part of the controversy
right.
of the whole thing.
So, I'm just saying.
And he doesn't want to deal with that.
Well, okay. Is he going to get this kind of what they call Pete Rose effect, where he goes like, Pete Rose, he can hang on.
No, and I think he should just work it. First of all, there's the bottom line. A lot of us about just taking off against the NCAA.
Right.
He did not get rich.
I know.
My thing is they want to break the rule. They say they broke the rule. They want to penalize these people for this little chump change while you getting off on that plantation system.
Right.
So no, I think he just doesn't want to deal with it. I don't think he needs to run from it. I think they need to acknowledge the fight against the NCAA
right.
about this plantation system where the players don't get anything.
Right. I got you. I agree. And look, the bottom line is that when you have somebody who is prominent as the 4, you got Jalen Rose and Chris Webber, who really are the prominent. You would have liked to see Chris Webber be more active in this campaign because everybody endorsed how well it was because it takes them back to a time. And look,
do you know any inside dirt about that? Or are you saying, in other words, you just noticed though that he wasn't featured.
That they actually covered this. They covered this morning as much as making sure that, because of the issue with, of course, the violations, and his co-players stood behind him and said, look.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Michigan took full advantage. The same philosophy we talk about all the time.
Plantation.
That's right. And they said,
well,
I go like it. It's like a rule. I hate to use this rule in this analogy, but they always say it's supposed to be fair. Have Michigan step up and say, at the same time, all is forgiven equally as Chris. But they say, well, he violated the rules. I said, well, that's like equality as a woman with a pimp. She says, I want 50-50.
Yeah, you write the rules.
You can't. You are not going to get 50-50. Right. You chose these rules. You don't have to choose these rules or choose an alternative. And it is a pimp corporation game. That's the way it is. That's how you have to go through it.
I like how Eminem said. He said, it is whatever you say it
is. Thank you. It is, man.
So I guess it's the way since you running all this shit, it's whatever you say.
It is. I mean, fairness is that you got the opportunity, but you can't make the rules. All right, we're going to go on to my last subject. It's real simple. Shocked, stunned, expected. Just as a note, I want you guys to know this. This is not shocking or not really, but the idea that the figure skating world championships held in Tokyo just was called off, which is kind of shocking to me.
Man,
it's the idea that I would think that they would automatically just stop that at the time of the earthquake, but they just called them off, and I'm going, well,
why, Vic? Why?
Well, I did, it's because of what it is, Mario. It's the part where they say they call it off. And I said, isn't it because of the nuclear threat that may
hell yeah, I'd call
the whole
it
island?
Well, I'll just move it from Tokyo.
To where?
Move it to
China's kind of silent in the game, right?
The figure skating, you could actually go far. I mean, you could go close. I could say easily Hawaii, but no, because why don't you just take it far away? Take it to like Utah.
Yeah.
Less likely for tsunami there.
Yeah, money thing, and I agree. You're wrong. You're wrong. Okay, let me say this. I'll say this.
You might get an explosion.
Well, let me just say this. I agree. I'm going to say that for the most part, it's kind of common sense that they should have stopped it. I'm just shocked that it happened so late. I thought they would have already called it off.
They should have just moved it.
Yeah. So are you...
Just a plain fair, Vic.
Are you... is it stunning or shocking to you that they...
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
That long.
I think they should have just moved it to New York City then.
Or just relocate
Madison
it.
Square Garden, I don't know, but there's a bunch of places.
I think the part that's hard, that it would be hard for them to move, is just that the athletes who are part of the contingency from Japan probably will be concerned and worried about families, friends, and everything. So no matter where they move, they will be affected. So I think they just
at least they'd be safe.
Yeah, it's true. All right, shock, stunned, or expected. This one, the NBA Milwaukee Bucks scored a record low in the shot clock era of 56 points against the Celtics. The Bucks claiming fatigue from lap dances the night before. Shocked to hear that kind of answer, Mario?
Usually you are energized by a lap dance.
Okay.
So I'm shocked.
So are you saying lap dancers could encourage more productivity?
Actually, yes, Vic, they get the blood flowing. And Captain Tripod, you never know. Okay. Sometimes being an NBA player, you run the risk of tripping.
Okay. All right. So here's the question, and then on a serious tip, dude, how can you score 56 points? I mean, 56. They lost by about 30 something against the Celtics. Great defense, but Mario, 56. That's all time. I mean, they were at a point. They even said it was so embarrassing, and the Boston Celtics player said, we saw that they were tired, and then ran roughshod over. In other words, they smell blood.
Sometimes it's that travel, I agree. But, all them terrible, that's the NBA working you.
Okay.
Don't they stay at good hotels?
Good hotels is not going to make any...